Hello everyone. So I don't normally do unboxings, but I just wanted to do this one just to praise the service from Great Escape Games, who are based down in Firestorm Games in Cardiff. And I'll open it up in a minute, explain what it is, but I only ordered this yesterday and it arrived about 10 minutes ago, 11:20 in the morning, all the way from Cardiff. And the amount of time that I've been waiting for some deliveries, and I know others of you have during the coronavirus crisis and so on, that really is exceptional. I think probably 24 hours, maybe I ordered it a little bit earlier in the morning yesterday, but that's amazing. So yet another addition to my pile of things to do, things to get ready for games. Last video I was telling you about how my I'm getting through my painting, and but I'm, as fast as I'm painting figures, I'm purchasing more things to do. So my lead mounting and so on is still growing, despite having all this additional spare time during lockdown. But during that video I said that I was working on something that was going to take me a little while, and it was only a week or two ago, and since then I finished reading a book. I won't tell you which book because it inspired me to begin another project, which luckily I did have some figures for already in my lead mounting, but I have sent off for some buildings to complement that project. And even as I've got those figures primed, I've got distracted by yet another enthusiasm, which is provoked by channel called Seventh Son. I think the guy's name is Martin, who puts up some fantastic bat reps, and the last one he did was for Dead Man's Hand, Western skirmish game. Now, I've had the rules for Dead Man's Hand a long time. I just got them out yesterday, and the receipt was still in there. They were still unopened, and the receipt was dated 2014. I remember getting them shortly after they'd been published, I think. Never got around to playing it, but it's a game that's always really appealed to me. And Seventh Son's videos just pushed me over the edge, really. I had to do something with them, but didn't have any buildings, and that is what is in here. So I'll just show them to you briefly if I can get in the packet. Very sturdy box. Now I think there should be 6 buildings in here. Try and get them out without scattering. So these buildings are from Foreground, and I'm not a great fan of MDF in general. I've got a few MDF buildings, and they never quite look right to me. they're always very kind of, or they seem to be very angular. They don't reproduce curves and so on very well, and they look look very flat and don't have a good texture on them. One way of getting around that is to, as I mentioned in a video many years ago, is to kind of coat them with chinchilla dust, which you can get from a pet shop. It's very fine, much finer than the sort of grain that you would get for basing, and that works. But the one thing that I do think MDF works fine for are Western style buildings, because they obviously tended to be timber buildings that had been carpentered with lots of joists and joints and things like that. So I think they look fine. They look fine. You can see an example of this one. This is the hardware store. And the other nice thing is that most of the kind of colour of MDF is sort of natural, kind of woody looking colour anyway. You can just stain them if you want to give them more of a kind of an effect, but these all come kind of with pre-painted, pre-coloured fronts at least, so it does add that that additional piece of colouring. And you can see how the laser cut just works perfectly for giving an impression of the planking and so on. As I say, I'm never terribly keen about these holes that you have to punch out. I think they sometimes can look a little bit awkward, but clearly those ones are intended to receive the kind of canopy effect there. So I'm perfectly happy with Western style buildings in MDF. So I got that one, the hardware store. This one is the sheriff's office. I just noticed there you could either have it as the town or the county sheriff's office. So bit of variability there. But it's a nice double-storey building. Yeah, and the other nice thing about MDF is that the interiors are easily accessible. With resin buildings, they're often quite single kind of castings that the roof doesn't. You can't remove the roof and that kind of thing. Whereas with these, there's sort of interior details as well. I know Landsneck 1525 is printing some of his own 3D Western buildings at the moment, and they've got some fantastic interior detail. But I haven't got a 3D printer, so that's not an option. Main Street building number 2, and somewhere in here there should be Main Street building number 1 as well. Yeah, there it is. Nice 2-storey building. Lots of kind of scope for playing dead man's hand with stairs and upstairs rooms and windows to shoot out of and all kinds of things like that. So that's 4 so far. This is the biggest one. Oh no, maybe not. There's not the even bigger one down below. This is the dentistry and attorney at law. So the dentist would often be the doctor as well. Doc Holliday was actually a dentist rather than a doctor. And then finally, the livery stable. And this has got the, I think it has anyway, I'm not entirely sure. May not do, but I'm wondering whether it's got the outside kind of compound as well. But anyway, fantastic looking area to have a big shootout in. So that's it. But that's really what I wanted to say was, if you're not familiar with them already, take a look at Great Escape Games. So they've got some fantastic rules and so on. Don't know what this is. April the 9th 2020. Oh, it's a Kickstarter. Yeah, but this is just various games that they do. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Check Great Escape Games out, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.